Now this is a marvellous little game called Monument Valley. It's released today by the developers Us2, based in London's Shoreditch, which you might know or might not. It's a pretty trendy area, pretty trendy. This is based on the works of the artist and mathematician Escher, who made drawings that were impossible. And if you look now, she's called Ida, this little girl, and I think it's pronounced Ida, certainly not Ida, almost certainly not Ida. Do correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section. You'll see what I mean by impossible. If you're familiar with the works of Escher, you'll already know what I mean by impossible. Or if you've done anything else impossible in your life, you might know what that word means as well. I'm just going to spin this round, and oh my word, it's a whole new way of looking at the geometry of the level. It's more a game experience, I should say, than a game, and that's very much what the developers were trying to do here. You can see that you've got this just a very peaceful feeling, and that reminds me of the best game ever made, Journey, on the PlayStation 3, where it goes over the hills to start with and shows you the title. And I think that's great that they've borrowed from that. I think that's a great decision. I assume they've borrowed it from there. Some might say stolen. I wouldn't. Now we've got like a spinning Taj Mahal thing. They've taken design from architecture from all over the world, and although there are a lot of monuments, there aren't any valleys, but that's okay, because I think maybe they're talking about your mind as a valley. My mind's kind of a valley, and I fill it with things, and in this case I'm going to fill it with monuments. My only concern about this game is that when you press 2 here, I went back to 1 to start with, because I thought, I haven't played chapter 1, I thought it was just a tutorial. No, it already says chapter 2, and I feel like I'd rather it said chapter 1 before the first chapter, but that's really minor because it's so amazing. So Ida embarks on a quest for forgiveness. What sort of forgiveness? Who knows? Now you can see how stunningly lovely this is. We've got all a nice garden there, and it just makes a little sound like a music box when you turn this little rotating thing. When I was 4 years old, I had a dream, we might say a nightmare, about being in a house that kept changing directions like this. I hadn't ever even seen any art like this, but I had a dream where I was in a house and I was falling from room to room through the doors and windows, and it kept changing orientation. It was really confusing and quite sickening and nauseating, and eventually I fell out of a window that was vertically above the ground, strangely, and I fell to the ground and right into the path of a bulldozer. And whatever you think about that, this feels a lot like that, except a lot less scary, because I woke up. Not sure if that was the night where I woke up in a pool of my own vomit, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Now you think, how do I get up to the top here? Look at that, there's a complete square at the top, and you think, well, how do I get there? Well, here's the answer. Just incredible. The design that went into this is really beyond me. I don't know how they achieved it, but it took them 10 months, and they've nailed it for my money. I'm going to give it a hard finger bang, because it's one of the best mobile games I've ever played, and I've only played a few levels so far. I think you should give it a finger bang too. You can even take a little photo there if you want, just to remind yourself of what's going on. And, well, that's all from me for the moment. So, bye for now. Bye now.